This podcast is a member of the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. Visit voicesofwrestling.com to hear the rest of our great podcasts, as well as show reviews, columns, opinions, and updates across the world of wrestling.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Super J-Cast. I'm Joel Abraham, joined by Damon McDonald. Damon, we come to you deep in the controversy of one of the biggest electoral scandals, disasters in history. That is the lack of a fan vote for the Zack Sabre Jr. versus Toru Yano stipulation KOPW match, where there wasn't even a vote. They've just gone straight ahead and announced it. That it's going to be a no corner pads match. What is going on, Damon?
Yeah, didn't Zack have a say? Doesn't he have a vote?
He fucked up as well, because in his post-match stuff, he was he just agreed to it. He was like, okay, let's do a no corner pads match. So I was like, Zack, what are you doing? The voting, just terrible, disastrous. Can't imagine anything being this bad with elections.
No? I got news for you. wait a couple hours. You might have something to match that. Yeah, I know. Come on, Zack. Here's the thing with that KOPW nonsense is that's going to be going bye-bye very soon, I think, because nobody knows the rules. Nobody knows how to get it over. It's chaos. It's fucking chaos. Just like here. It's election day, Joel. It's one of my favorite Arcadia songs, by the way. We won't get into songs again. I don't want to put you on the spot again. But yes, it is a very, the air hangs heavy. That is for sure in the past couple of days, because we know today's the day. But today, here's the problem: today is not going to be the day, because we're not going to know. It's going to be they're not going to be able to count all these fucking mail-in ballots and all this stuff. And the people in charge of counting these ballots are boobs in them themselves. So. No, this will go on for a few days, I'm sure. But, what fun it is to be an American these days, isn't it? I wish I was sitting in a hotel room with you playing Final Fantasy.
Did you have a nice Halloween? Did you do anything for Halloween over there?
We actually had some decent weather for the first time in a long time. For the first time in weeks, actually. It's been very rainy and all over the map. So, it fell on a Saturday, and it was all right. I mean, what the plan was is you set up a table outside your house or, something like that, and you individually bagged the candy, and you didn't come in contact with the kids, and they just come and pick up the candy and go on their merry way. I mean, it was weird. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the whole trick-or-treating thing, like the knocking on the door thing. It kind of annoys me. But I do like to see the kids in their costumes. I do like that, especially the cute little ones. And if they're creative, they're fun. But it was pretty, I don't know, it was a weird one because you didn't really have a lot of interactions with people. But on the other hand, it felt like everybody on our street was out. So, and there are like neighbors that you just, everybody unfortunately has it where, there's neighbors that live 2 houses down, but you never talk to them. It's not like you don't get along with them. It's just, you just don't talk to them. Not by choice, just by circumstance. And you wind up talking to them. So, everyone's excited for the bar, Joel. The word is on the street that the bar is happening. What you building in that garage?
Is there going to be a queue?
Yeah, there might be. There might have to be COVID testing going on before the entry. But yeah, we got a lot of progress so far, and a little bit more is to go. But I'm excited. It's my friend Steve is busting his ass doing this. He comes like 3 times a week. We pay him. I mean, definitely less than what you would pay a regular contractor. That's for fucking sure. But he comes 3 times a week, and amazing. We got all the doors replaced, all the windows replaced. We painted the roof, like just the wood.
So was that after you smashed the doors and windows in your Kishin Liger outburst?
I did. I smashed one of the garage before we had the garage door replaced. I was ripping out shit, and I did smash a window in the garage door. But it was kind of funny in the sense we knew we were getting it replaced. But I was like, whoopsie, that's why I don't do things. But I have done shit. Like I ripped out shit, but like putting things in, Steve's just like, nah, I got it, because he knows I'm a complete incompetent boob, so he just wants me to stay away. So great. And then I just sit in my office and work, and then I come out periodically. Hey, you hungry, Steve? You want something to eat? You need something to drink? I'm good. Okay. Come back. I got new windows. It's fucking lovely.
I think you should marry this guy. He sounds great.
I might tell you what, I'm worried about Cheryl. He fixed our kitchen light. We had this kitchen light on the ceiling that it was just fucking. We broke it somehow. I think we were changing a bulb, but it just fell out, and we never fixed it. Like I just don't know how to do things. And he was like, what the fuck? Why you got this light? And Cheryl's like, oh, he hasn't fixed it. And he just looks at me with this fucking look of like, He gets up, fixes it in like 10 minutes. My wife was like, the happiest she's been in weeks over this fucking light being fixed. Unbelievable. So, yep, the great Steve D'Angelo helping out with the penalty box, Joel. It is the penalty box.
Right, well, let's try and keep it upbeat.
All right.
Stick to some good news. Did you see the Ricky Choshu TikTok videos?
Yes. I wonder if I could replicate that. That was the first thing I said in my mind. I was like...
That's what a promotional video for your penalty box, for the penalty box bar, with you doing those Ricky Choshu TikToks. I want the one where there's like little clones of him in the background, or the one of him showering. That's what I want.
I'll do the dance. I'll do the dance one. Where he's like, left arm, right arm, up. I could do that. I think I could do that. I'm not very coordinated when it comes to the dancing. I did see that. Why is he on there? What is he doing? What is he up to?
He's probably incredibly bored. Me and Mally went through a TikTok phase as well when there was the lockdown in Thailand. So I'm not going to judge him, but then I realised after about a week, I was like, well, I tell you what happened was I was sort of playing around with it for a while, uploading some funny videos, me and Esther and whatever. Mm-hmm. And then the algorithm got me, because every time I open it up, there'd be just my feed would just be populated by exclusively of videos of like sexy Asian women doing like sexy dances. So then I was like, okay, it knows me too well now. I've got to delete this app before I get in trouble.
I know!
And I don't know how it happened. I have no idea how it happened. I didn't subscribe to any of this. It's just like, we know you, Joel. This is what you like. This is what you like looking at. So here you are. And I was like, fuck it.
Joel,
get out of my head, TikTok.
I swear I'm the same way. This happened to me. Wait. So, okay, again, I have, I have an Instagram account, but I don't post anything. And, I just use it to follow, honestly, breweries and you, to be truthful. But yet, like, I'll look at you just hit the little search button, and it is all like college-age girls, and or girls who work in kind of pseudo strip clubs, like not like a Hooters, that's not really a strip club, but you're wearing a lot less clothes than everyone else. And it's all these girls doing those dances, whatever I don't even know. Does it have a name, Joel? These dances, the dances I'm talking about, where they just move their fucking arms in like a boxing motion.
I know the ones you mean, okay. But I figured out how to get rid of that from Instagram. At least you press whatever's come up in those suggestions, then you hit the 3 dots in the top right hand corner, and you press not interested.
Really?
And even if you are interested, even if you secretly like looking at it, you just press not interested to get rid of it. So I eventually managed to cleanse my Instagram the search page from that, and now if I go on it, the first pictures of Chris Benoit. So I don't know, maybe I still need to do a bit of spring cleaning with that.
Need more cleansing.
We got Chris Benoit, we got Diego Maradona doing a warm up, a pizza, a steak,
Okay.
and Lij. So I'll consider that a win. I'll quit while I'm ahead.
All right. Well,
Stop
I got
fucking about with it. Now.
I just did it right now. I got a hot girl in a some type of vehicle. I believe in a Fred Flintstone outfit. It looks like, and they always do the same thing. They flip their hair and then they look away coyly, and then they bite their lip. Every one of them. I'm not saying I don't like it, but I'm just saying this is what it is. But I would completely.
Yeah, I don't want the app to know that I like it.
Oh, this app knows I
That's
like
the problem.
it because I see it and I'm like, oh, wait, let me check this. And then I have like hot golfing girls, and then I have like hot girls that work in restaurants. Apparently they know I like food, beer, and boobs because that's exactly what all these pictures are. And apparently I trend toward the Southern American taste because I see a lot of girls in like cowboy boots and shit, but everybody's doing those dances, and everybody's got like they're showing off their bodies. All right, Lordy Lou. Listen, I'm not.
How did we get onto this?
I don't know, but this
This
is what I
conversation's
got.
taken a turn. I was expecting to talk about the funny little Ricky Choshu things, and now we are exposing our
Yeah.
perversions for the whole.
It's not perverse.
Listen to shit
I
today.
didn't say, but it wasn't like I typed in hot girls wearing cowboy boots. It's not like I haven't done
You
that
didn't
before.
need to. You didn't even need to. That was
Right.
Yeah. That's the sad thing, isn't it?
Right, it really is. It really is. It must be pulling from my Brazzers account.
Another thing that I saw this week. Did you see the 1999 Shoe Pro headshots?
No. Are
Right,
they?
I'm going to send you this. Let's make this into a fun game.
All right, I like fun
So-
games.
And you look at these 1999 Shoe Pro headshots, and you tell me how many current New Japan wrestlers do you recognise?
All right, there we are. There it is.
Listeners, I did tweet this out earlier in the week, so if you go check on the Twitter account, you'll be able to find it too.
All right, so I'm going to go left column, third down. Honma. Would I be wrong in that?
I don't know because I don't have it open.
Oh,
Dave.
oh,
I'm
shit,
going to
oh.
find it right now.
All right. Well, obviously, there's Taka Michinoku right there. I see an.
No, he doesn't count. He's not. He's
Right,
not
right.
current New Japan.
We
is
got.
he?
Oh, we're just doing New Japan. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that
All right. So hold on a second. What
right.
was the
So-
you said?
left column, third down?
Yeah.
Honma.
Yes. Yeah. That's Honma.
All
That's
right.
right.
Let's go top row, third over. Is that Makabe?
Yes.
All right. Next one over, it looks like Otani. I could be wrong. Looks like him.
Yeah, I think so. But we're going current New
All
Japan.
right, I know.
stars.
I just got to do what I know. Is that Ishii? Last column, third down.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Doesn't he look funny
He does look weird, doesn't he?
with his flat top hairdo?
Yeah.
There's three more.
Three more current New Japan.
Uh huh.
All right. Left column all the way down. Tai Chi.
No, no, it's not. It's
That's not
swing
Tai
and a
Chi.
miss.
No. Oh, I don't know. I don't think I can name any more. Help me out.
Okay, should I? Do you want me to tell you the name of the wrestler and you try and find them, or I tell you the location and you tell me what wrestler it is?
Give me the name and I'll try and find them.
Okay, Minoru Suzuki.
Oh. Okay. All right. How about 1, 2, 3? Third column, third down.
Correct.
All right.
Okay, next one I'm going to challenge you to find is Yuji Nagata.
Okay. This is like that game Who Is? Or we had to flip
Guess
them.
who?
Guess who? Who is? I stink. Fucking dummy. Would that be right below Suzuki?
No.
No.
That's Shima.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that now. Where the fuck is he? I don't see him right now.
Top row.
Okay. Oh, there he is. Next to last.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, last one. Yoshinobu Kanemaru.
No. Huh. Second row. Third down.
Yeah, second row, third from the left
Yeah.
with the blonde hair.
Yep. That's him.
Was that a fun game?
Yes.
Is this good podcasting?
This is great podcasting. Come on. Yeah, that was good. I love games. I think I did all right there. That wasn't bad. All right.
All right. Next up, it's just a little tidbit here. So we've discussed this on previous episodes, but we got confirmation from the Bushiroad stockholders meeting minutes where Harold May said he didn't want to resign. The company made the call. So this is on page 29. It confirms basically that May was fired by Kidani. It says May said if it was up to him, he wanted to finish his career in the company, but the company made its decision. So I know there's a lot of people speculating that maybe this had been in the works for a long time and this was sort of an amicable parting of the ways and Harold May had already planned to step down and was just staying on a bit longer as a favour. Wrong. We said when it was announced that it smelled like a firing, and the meeting minutes back that up.
Right. All right. Yeah, people don't leave on good terms with one saying, I wanted to stay, but I was shown the door. So now, again, I will go so far as to say that while I agree that it was a firing, it can still be at least on the outside, at least using your business face, somewhat of a what words am I trying to choose here? It may not be a situation where the guy's turning over a fucking desk as he leaves. He's not shitting in Kidani's office before he leaves. That being said, it's call it what it is. It's a firing. It's a firing. Now, again, we can speculate now until the cows come home for what the reasoning was, Joel. And all the reasons.
The shower video.
Shower video was number one. Mm-hmm. That we all can agree with.
Done. Case closed.
That we all can agree with.
Yet when Ricky Choshu does it, we're loving it. So double standards from us.
You know what? You're right. But we're gonna speculate. Trust, because that's what we do of the reasons why, and I'm sure everybody's going to point to American expansion and but from what I understand, there is that factor of we joke about that shower scene. I can't believe we're saying that now. We joke about it, but it's that type of thing that may have rubbed some people wrong, from what we understand. So. I think that's.
I'll tell you, David. When I saw that shower scene, I was rubbing myself right.
I love it. That is a weird thing, and I remember when he had that involvement in the ring with Bullet Club, was it? And everybody kind of was like, "Oh no, yeah. Oh, we don't want any part of this fucking nonsense." And then he had to put out a statement. No, I'm not getting involved. Right? Remember all that? Okay. The book, okay, all right. A lot of interviews. Not to say that's a bad thing. It's a good thing. You're the head of a company. Doing interviews is okay. But I think at the end of the day, when we have the new regime in, and as we kind of alluded to, the little shot being taken in the press of, I'm here to put over the wrestlers. I think that kind of says something. I think it says something very loudly about who they want in charge there.
Another little tidbit was Kenta's theme finally being released. The track is called Cicatriz by Camixlo. That's available on Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp, all of those places. So I'm a huge fan of that entrance theme, so I was very happy to throw some money in their direction and get that song. One of my favourites, Damon.
Is it? I mean, it's not available anywhere else except from that location, correct? Like, you can't buy it on a. Did they just release a CD of themes just recently, and that wasn't on there?
Correct.
Oh, okay. So this is an exclusive bonus track, or a completely...
Yeah, I mean, it was made by an independent artist, so that's why it's been done separately.
Gotcha. How much it cost you?
You can name your own price.
Oh, really?
If you just want that track from Bandcamp, I just wanted that individual song. Price starts from €1.
Okay. All right. So you gave what, $500?
I definitely didn't give the absolute minimum amount. No, that's not my style, Damon. I'm a generous man.
You are. Taking the Radiohead model is Kenta. Good for them. I mean, I hear the song when he comes to ringside, but I don't think it stands out for me. I don't know. I'll have to listen to it and be like, okay, if it's hitting the mark with me, I'm trying to really think about it. I'm like, I don't even know how it goes in my head. You want to sing a little bit, Joel? You want to hum a little, a couple bars?
Yeah, if I do the beat.
Coming out of my cage, and I've been doing just fine. No, that's not it. No.
No.
All right. I'll listen. I will give it a listen, and I will give my full critique of the song at a later time.
And last piece of news, I got my hair cut today.
Yeah? How long's it been?
Maybe just over a month.
Yeah.
My hair grows very, very quickly. It's very thick and unwieldy. So,
did you get a mohawk?
Big relief to get it sorted out. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, I do.
I'm going to send you a selfie.
This better be a fucking mohawk. This better be a mohawk.
There you go. You can critically assess my haircut on the podcast.
There it is. Oh, there. It looks sharp. Yeah, it's a normal haircut, right? A little up in the front, swoopy thing, sides cut tight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You walked in and said, "Give me the British lad. I got you, fam." He gave you a Kappa tracksuit, and Adidas tracksuit, and
packet cigarettes. Yeah,
good. You get the whole fucking bit. All right. Yeah, you look good. You look like you lost a little weight too. You been working out?
No. That's probably I got my angles right. I have not lost weight. The opposite is true.
Okay. Well, you look good. You look like $1 million, Joel. Let me tell you, you are the.
Well, thanks, Damon. I appreciate that because, as guys, so much of our identity is wrapped up in our hair. From how it feels, just I'm running my hands through it now, Damon, getting a fresh cut, to the way it's perfectly styled before going out. You know me, I'm always out on the town hitting the nightclubs.
Listen to Mr. Brightside.
My fresh haircut. Yeah. So that's why when we do get into our 20s and our 30s and start noticing the first signs of hair loss, definitely feels like panic time. Because let's face it, no guy is ever ready to go bald. Thankfully now, we've got our friends over at Keeps, the simple and easy way to keep your hair. Did you know, Damon, that 2 out of 3 guys will experience some form of male pattern baldness by the time they're 35?
No, I had no fucking idea.
No, I know. And of course, I bet you wish you'd known this back then, but the best way to prevent hair loss is to do something about it while you still have hair left. And with Keeps, you can get treated from home because you used to have to go to the doctor's office for your hair loss prescription. Now, obviously, in these uncertain times, not always an option. Thanks to Keeps, you can visit a doctor online, get hair loss medication delivered right to your home, make it easy. They deliver your medication every 3 months, so you can say goodbye to pharmacy checkout lines, awkward doctor visits, and the like. So, if you are ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/superj to receive your first month of treatment for free. So that's keeps.com/superj.
That was a great job by you.
Thank you.
Nice.
I forgot to do it last week.
Oh, is that right? Did we get in trouble?
I was supposed to do it last week. Yeah, a little slap on the wrist from me.
All right. Do we have a MyBookie?
No, they pulled the plug.
Did
No
they?
one's using the code.
They pulled the plug. All right. Oh,
What
well.
a shame. Why do we not have more degenerate gamblers in our listenership?
I would
what
have
a
thought.
disappointment.
Yeah, I would have thought that would have been like right up our alley. I really did. I mean, listen, we know our listeners' balls. They're not taking care of those things, right? So, degenerate gamblers. I would think, yeah, I would think we would have a few, huh? Oh well.
So yeah, if you think you're going bald, please do that. Go keep. What did I say? What was the? Let me get it back.
Keeps. Yeah.
Keeps.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. /Super J. Use that code, and they'll hopefully keep paying us.
We'll say.
Don't ask me how much we're getting. I've got no idea.
Oh, come on. When I see that when I see that
Little paper.
Oh, literally, I just type. Just keep it, Joel. I mean, don't kill yourself over this.
Don't insult you by sending the absolute pittance over.
Yeah,
It's actually more inconvenient. You actually waste money opening that email, glancing at your phone to see how much you've received. That's distracted you from something you could have probably earned more money doing something else with that time.
right. It's like, let's put it this way. I think the what payment we get is taking out fees. So
It's not bumping you to an extra tax bracket.
no, certainly not. No. I'm trying to think what can I buy with the money that I make? What could I be able to buy? I don't even think I could buy socks. I don't even think I could buy a bag of socks.
Strong zero.
Yeah, maybe two.
Medium sized one.
Right. The big boy one. Yeah. Then I might have I'll have some shrapnel in my pocket, if you will. But yeah, that's about right. That's about right. Thanks, everybody. Oh, this podcasting. This is just such a glamorous life, isn't it? 5 o'clock in the morning, we're waking up doing a fucking show talking about pro wrestling. I hope you people are happy.
I have to watch New Japan Strong for you people. So
Yeah.
let's segue that into Road to Showdown. We had an opening match here with the Regal twins finally reunited. Logan and Sterling Regal defeating the DKC and Clark Connors in 10 minutes. And this was a fun match. I like the Regal. This is the first time I'd seen them as a tag team. Young, fresh-faced, high-flying brothers. Identical twins, I think. It was very difficult to tell them apart. I think maybe if things get better in the future, they would be a nice addition to the New Japan Junior Tag Team roster. So that's a fun match. That's worth checking out. Carl Fredericks getting another big singles win against Blake Christian in 5 minutes 56. So it seems at least they're trying to heat up Carl for something. I don't know what, but we'll have to wait and watch this space. And main event, we had Hikuleo, Tangaloa, Tamatonga and Kenta defeating Mysterioso, Alex Zane, PJ Black and David Finlay. And of course, we got David Finlay, who is looking likely to challenge Kenta for that US title briefcase. Whether or not that will amount to anything, I don't know. But that is your weekly New Japan Strong report.
Excellent job. We need like a little Andrew Rich little bumper there to introduce these segments, because you do an excellent job giving us the hot and quick takes on the Strong. Let me ask you a handful of questions pertaining to the United States situation, Joel. A, yes or no? Will we see Carl Fredericks in Wrestle Kingdom this year?
I'm going to say yes.
Okay. Here's my trouble. Is that if they have to quarantine for 2 weeks, that you're quarantining during Christmas time and all that. And I know you're a pro wrestler, and pro wrestlers back in the day would wrestle on Christmas night.
Okay, I'm going to say no. No Carl Fredericks at Wrestle Kingdom. I've changed my mind now.
Okay. 2, will we see Jon Moxley defending the U.S. title before, or should I say at Wrestle Kingdom or before? Yes or no?
At Wrestle Kingdom, yes.
Yes. He's going to quarantine for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think the payday would be worth it.
Okay. All right. Question number 3. Why haven't we seen, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I do not recollect, we haven't not seen Jon Moxley's face, heard a pre-recorded video, anything. Not even a snapshot, an Instagram post of him holding the U.S. title.
I think that'll come. I mean, we'll preview Power Struggle later, but I think that could be something we see once this Tanahashi-Kenta match is out of the way.
All right. Is there anyone else from Strong that you expect to see during Wrestle Kingdom weekend?
Yes, I think Guerrillas of Destiny should be back by Tag League.
Yeah, they're there now, right? They're in Japan now.
I think so. I mean, there was a Instagram or something of Tangaloa in hotel quarantine with a bottle of lube, or Tangaloa, as we're now going to call him, the brand of lubricant that was kindly provided to him. So, yeah, I would expect we see those guys back. And Finjuice.
Okay. So, yeah, Finjuice, yes. I'm sorry. There might have been a problem with Skype. You know, we are across the continent, across the world, communicating. You said a bottle of lube in his hotel room?
Yeah.
Like Astroglide lube?
It's Tengaloo. That's hence his new nickname being Tangaloa. I'm trying to find it exactly. Yeah, so this is on his Instagram stories. I just got to my room for 2-week quarantine and I was left a gift. It's a photo of a bottle of Japanese lube.
The hotel
Actually,
left the lube.
No, I don't think it was the hotel that left it. I don't know. Maybe it was Kenta or one of his buddies or something.
Gotcha. Okay. So he's a quarantine.
That would be amazing if the hotel did leave
I was about to say. I mean, that's how convenient. So the joke being he's going to be jacking it a lot in 2 weeks because he can't see anybody. That's the joke?
Yep.
Gotcha. All right.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
I'm a dry hand kind of guy. I don't like a lot of. No, I don't want a lot of. I don't need. No. Why am I saying this?
What kind of reprobate masturbates in a hotel? Honestly.
Oh God, jeez. I can't fall asleep if I don't.
Couldn't be me, Damon.
What, kidding me? All right. Come on, enough of this jack off talk.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to these 2 Road to Power Struggle shows at Korakuen Hall. There's not a great deal to talk about on the undercard. I just do want to touch base with Will Ospreay and his Empire, because there were a couple of matches involving him and the Great Okan. Great Okan got a pin over Yuya Uemura with the Eliminator, and Ospreay's also got his submission move. But both of these matches were won by Great Okan with the Eliminator. And we get a lot of questions from people about the Empire and who's going to join next. Manabu wants to know who's going to join. Dan says, I assume we're all happy to agree that the next member to be revealed as part of the Empire is, of course, Oka's partner and co-Rev Pro tag champ Rampage Brown. Well, no, sadly that's not going to happen because apparently he's signed with NXT UK, which Oka was very upset about. Andrew says, is Master Wato joining the Empire? So that is the big question on everyone's lips. But as I said earlier in the week, everyone wants to talk about that, and I know it's exciting when there's a new faction. You want to sort of fantasy book which guys you think are going to end up in it, but I think we've got to give it time and space to breathe, and there's enough question marks, enough stuff to get into. Question marks, literally Oka with his thing over his face.
I get it.
Pun intended.
Yeah,
so I think there's enough to get intrigued about, to get stuck into. Like, for example, how Ospreay is going to work differently as a heel. I've heard some people say they're actually enjoying his in-ring work more because he's sort of dialed back on the flippy doos, and it's a more sort of grounded wrestling style, which they are enjoying more. Is it going to be interference heavy in the climaxes of his matches? How is Okan going to be looking in his singles debut? How is B Priestley going to fit in? How are Ospreay and Okan going to? What will the dynamics be like for the tag situation if they enter World Tag League? So I think there's enough talking points there and enough things to think about before we start thinking, who's the next person that's going to join? Because if you think of other factions like LIJ, that was built very organically and very slowly. They didn't just sort of throw together 6 guys. It started off. Was it Naito and Bushi to start with, or was it Naito and Evo? I forget the exact order of it, but it was quite a long time in between the recruitment of the next pareja. So I'm expecting something similar. So I would say for the Empire, just again appreciate and consider. I won't say enjoy because I know a lot of people are not enjoying it, but think about that. Consider how things are going so far without jumping ahead and thinking, who's going to join next?
Yeah, I know it's hard to do too, though. It's you see guys that are, I don't want to say floundering, just kind of not doing anything, kind of middle of the road. They're the pin eater in a 6-man. You kind of want to see better things for individuals. So people start to speculate, and people start to think, how can we make this situation a little bit better for this particular person that maybe they're a fan of or they follow. So I get the idea, but yeah, I agree with you too. This thing is very early, and this thing will take a life of its own to a certain degree, and it'll become organic. And those type of things are always best when they do feel organic. And I think their dynamic needs to grow and expand as well. So when you talk about having it breathe, you got 3 people that are working together that, they're not, they really don't have a massive history together. So they have to learn, how to play off each other and how to make this dynamic work of a new faction. So we don't need to add a 4th element or a 5th element right out of the gate. Let's establish what we got here. And I think it'll make it a little bit more interesting once that's established, right? Then when you add that 4th member or 5th member or however other member there might be, I think it'll be a little bit more impactful because that faction will have a little bit of a firmer footing of where they stand in New Japan as opposed to just, hot-shotting it and jumping ahead without really establishing who they are first.
And some more questions about this situation. Bash says, what's with everyone turning on Okada? First Jay White and Gedo, now Mr. Williams. Also, let's also not forget, didn't Yujiro turn on him many years ago when AJ Styles won the title? So is it just because he's a top guy or another reason behind that? And Mark says, for all the shock of Will turning on Okada, there doesn't seem to be a kayfabe reason for Empire to exist. Where do you see the focus after the Okada feud? Now, I think that's an interesting one, and I do tend to agree with it because Ospreay is saying all this, you held me back, but how did he hold him back? I don't see any concrete examples of the time when Ospreay wanted to challenge for something or enter a tournament and someone or Okada said, no, you're not ready for that, Will. He's entered New Japan Cup, he's been entering G1 Climax. I don't see the logic in that, but then other people might say, well, that's part of the heelish thing, isn't it? He's deluded. He thinks he's been held back, but actually hasn't been held back. So I just wanted to see your thoughts on this and where do the sort of motivations for this heel Ospreay character go after he's finished with Okada?
I mean, the only possible thing I could think of is if Will, again, in storyline, thinks that he was a junior and he wanted to be a heavyweight, but, within the faction, they felt threatened by him being a heavyweight. So they intentionally kept him down to being a junior. That's the only thing I could possibly think of. And the fact that Will pushed Okada to the limit in their singles match and just narrowly got beat, and everybody in Chaos was kind of like, well, this guy's gonna fucking beat Okada, so we have to keep him at this certain level. That's the only thing where I could possibly think of where Will might be thinking, Okada kept him down. Why does everybody turn on Okada? Again, yeah, he is the biggest guy and the biggest name. I mean, besides him or turning on Tanahashi, right? But, when you're Okada and you get turned on, it's a big deal. When you spend the majority of your New Japan career holding the big boy belt, and plus there's a lot more from a storyline perspective that you can run with for a calendar year when you turn on Okada, whether it's Gedo, whether it's Jay White, whether it's Will, whether it's whomever. There's a lot you can go with. So I mean, he's the top of the pecking order. That's going to be the most impactful turn that you can do.
So our main event for the first night was the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship match, where the champions Yoshinobu Kanemaru and El Desperado successfully defended against the challengers of Bushi and Hiromu Takahashi. 28 minutes, 26 seconds. Despi pinned Bushi with a pinche loco. And I thought this was a very, very good main event. And I think Hiromu really helped elevate these titles because he looked like he really wanted to win them so badly. It was like little touches, like on his hand wrappings, he'd written Hiromu and Bushi, future IWGP Junior Tag Champs, and just little touches like that. Like it's similar to Doki when he was going after the 6-man titles last week. Like, and I think a large part of the dramatic success of these title matches we've seen lately at these Korakuen shows has been down to the challengers showing, just how badly they want these titles that the casual viewer might not usually care about, but they're giving us a reason to care. And Suzuki-gun, this tag team, Kanemaru Desperado, to me, they're the junior tag aces. They are synonymous with these belts. I think they're great champions for it. I believe they've beaten this LIJ team 3 times in a row. So even if Hiromu might be the best singles guy out of the 4 in the match, it's given Hiromu something to do in the build-up to Best of the Super Juniors, and also, set up a bit of underdog fire for him entering that tournament. And I'm always a fan of presenting an established team as more than the sum of their parts. Like, yes, Hiromu might be the better individual wrestler, but Suzuki-gun are a more effective tag team, so they're always going to win.
Right.
And I just think in general, it's been a really great use of Korakuen Hall to headline with these tag belts, the Never 6-man titles, the junior tag titles, heavyweight tag titles, and it's giving them, it's letting them shine. It's letting those wrestlers get a chance to have an extended, meaningful main event. They've got plenty of time to work their matches and build up all the exciting false finishes and dramatic closing stretches in a creative way that makes use of those tag dynamics. And it also helps to shine a spotlight on guys like Yoshihashi, Doki, Kanemaru, Bushi. I thought in this match in particular, Bushi was really good. He was fired up. He was putting in a lot of effort. He was busting out his high-flying moves, getting the crowd G'd up and making the most of the opportunity. Like, we don't know how many big main events Bushi is going to get this year, so he was obviously trying to make the most of it. And also some praise for Kanemaru, who's a guy I want to talk about. I think he's really standing out as an truly outstanding veteran heel who works in these little crafty maneuvers to get the advantage in the matches, like just little stuff, wriggling out of a suplex and pushing his opponent into the turnbuckle, or throwing the opponents into each other and tossing one of them out of the ring. He does it in a way that it's cunning and underhanded, but it doesn't break your suspension of disbelief. And I think guys like Evil and Will Ospreay, who are early in their heel runs, should be watching guys like Kanemaru get their fucking notepad out and pay attention to this guy. They should learn as much as they can from him, because he's an absolute master of weaving that heelishness into the fabric of the match in a way that enhances a story rather than taking you out of it or hitting you over the head with a really jarring ref bump or a clumsy interference spot. And this team, Kanemaru, Desperado, they do that stuff too. They'll shove the ref, land a sneaky low blow, but it's done in, I think, a more organic, creative way. Like, for example, Despi pulling the ref in front of the first MX attempt, then hitting the low blow on Bushi as he was going for the second MX. And it's a blink and you miss it spot, but to me that's better than, oh, look everyone, I just punched this guy in the dick, right, as the match grinds to a halt. So yeah, in general, I think these lower ranked title matches, being in spots like this, it helps get the wrestlers over, gets the belts over, and it makes otherwise skippable shows a must watch for me, or at least the main events. And I really like the new format of having the tip-top singles titles defended on these shorter 6-match cards for the big shows, like Summer Struggle, Power Struggle, rather than crowbarring in all the other belts in undercard matches where they're only going to get about 10 minutes. So you use these titles, your 6-man titles, junior tag titles, as your Korakuen main events in the Road 2 shows. And I just think that's been very effective. And it also helps set up a lot of mini-feuds for Best of the Super Juniors between these 4 guys, between Hiromu, Desperado, Kanemaru, and Bushi. So I think it was a great success here.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest complaints before going into this year, and again, this year kind of throws a monkey wrench into a lot of things. a big complaint that we would hear often is it's always the same guys on top. It's always the same. And this year, I mean, there had to be at least a conscious thought process to, I don't want to say take the spotlight off of your normal main guys. I wouldn't say that per se, but I would say shine a brighter light on a lot of the mid-card guys, and lower mid-card guys that, and again, I don't like using the term deserve a break, but you look at all these names that we mentioned in 2020 and all these names that usually are bottom of the card, don't get the time to shine, don't get the tap on the shoulder. You're looking at a year where, again, we're praising a Yoshihashi, we're praising a Taichi, we're praising the fact that the junior titles are in such a spotlight match, and a guy like Bushi in a spotlight match for the junior titles gets a lot of time to shine. So again, to me, it's a conscious decision from New Japan to do that. And I think that's fresh, and I think that's it's exciting, and it makes these Road to shows that normally would be littered with multi-man tags and things at the top. I mean, how many Korakuen shows did we have to sit through where it was just 6-man tag, 6-man tags, multi-man tag, multi-man tag, multi-man tag, and there was really nothing to sink your teeth into. These shows, while again not super impressive and super exciting and aren't going to knock your socks off, give you something at the end, whether it be the never 6-man titles, whether it be these junior tag titles, where even within those matches where, again, they're not the most prestigious of titles, but even within those matches, we're finding the people that might not even have time to shine in those type of matches time to shine and make the most of it. I think that's the biggest narrative of 2020 for New Japan is the elevation and the brighter spotlight being shown on the middle of the card guys and them taking the ball and running with it. To me, that means more than what we've seen with title changes up top or tournaments being won and G1s. It's the stuff underneath the surface that we're seeing with the mid card guys that to me has been some of the more fun stuff of the entire year.
And what did you think of this junior tag match specifically?
I loved it. I mean, look, again, you did mention the ref bump, and it was a quick spot, and it wasn't as jarring as most. It did. I was just like, ugh. I know it's a sore spot for me. I know it's one of those things that even though, the wound is there, it wasn't. It wasn't like
You're right. They do it too often. You are right.
Right, but it wasn't jarring. To your point, it wasn't jarring. But I just felt like it just wasn't needed. It really wasn't needed. But I liked the match a lot. And again, I'd agree with you. I think Bushi was the star of the match for me, anyway. I mean, I know again, I throw around stars, but I thought it was a very good match. I'm into fours. I'm in the lower fours. I love Desperado and Kanemaru. And you're right. I think they are. I think the one thing that they do, you mentioned a lot of the heel stuff that they do. I just think that they are able to dictate a pace and to construct a match in a logical fashion that not many teams can do. I really think they are like almost like a binding agent, They are a team that can just fucking settle it down when it needs to fucking settle down, move it up when it needs to increase the pace, and they do it at the right times. And you're right. There's lots of guys in that locker room that should be fucking taking notes behind a monitor because they are maybe my favorite tag team in New Japan that is able to control that ebb and flow of a match so well. I think they were one of the best that are able to do that.
All right, which brings us on to the main event for the second show at Korakuen, which was the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championship match with Suzuki-gun champions again, Dangerous Tekkers, Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi successfully defending against the Chaos Challengers, Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto. This one clocking in an impressive 34 minutes 50 seconds. Taichi getting the pin on Yoshihashi after the Zack Mephisto. So, I mean, I think it's an interesting question about where you rank these heavyweight tag titles now, because I think Dangerous Tekkers have done a tremendous job in elevating them. I could see these titles easily semi-main eventing one of these Tokyo Dome shows. And yeah, Dangerous Tekkers deserve a lot of the credit for that. And also having strong challengers in exciting matches. It seems like a really basic thing, but we weren't getting that in New Japan up until this year. And now I'm looking forward to World Tag League. And it's because of Dangerous Tekkers that they've brought prestige and quality to the division, and also the challengers like the Golden Aces or this Chaos team who have just been outstanding. And I think there's great chemistry between Zack and Taichi, like the little smirks and the team talks, patting each other on the back, the showboating. They're just little touches that make you believe you're watching an experienced elite tag team, two guys who like each other, having the time of their lives wrestling as a team, having fun, and also proud of being champions. And like you said about Kanemaru and Desperado, I think these guys are just tremendous with the pacing of the matches, where they can build up the heat for the hot tag and then just undercut that with a timely intervention that stops the baby faces from making their comeback. And the way that they're able to sort of manipulate those dynamics of the matches, I think, is really outstanding. And I think they've got a good range of complementary double team moves, like the Tensho Zack Driver and the Zack Mephisto. They've got some nice synchronized submission spots, and the whole demeanor, like the smug prickishness, plays so well off of an earnest, passionate challenger like Yoshihashi and also Goto to some extent. And you know, we shit on these Chaos tag pairings in the past because we all wanted the Ishii Goto team, but I like this one. I thought Goto and Yoshihashi were really good. They had some nice team moves. They had like the Magic Killer GTR combination thing, and again, we talked about it last time, but I want to talk again about how improved Yoshihashi is, because you know, let's be honest, like, prior to this year he had the demeanor of a confused dog that's just seen another dog on the TV. But now he's a changed man, Damon. He's fired up. He's looking more dynamic. He's more passionate. There's more of a sense of urgency in his matches. He's added new moves. He's shown some attitude and confidence at last. Like the spot in the climax of the match where he no-sold the Axe Bomber, or where he had Taichi in the butterfly lock, and then Zack came in and started kicking him, and he just staring at Zack and squawking at him as he was just eating those kicks. And his moves that are actually hurting his opponents now, like the little Kimura twist and the butterfly lock. His chops have got more sting in them. He looks like a guy who's like literally fighting for his job, and it's working wonders. And good question from Jeff said, have we seen Apex Yoshihashi? So again, I know we did this last week and showered Yoshihashi with praise, but I thought he was excellent again here in what was a top quality main event.
Yeah, 30. That never 6-man match that went, almost nearly a half an hour.
I think it went over. So yeah. This is over an hour of Yoshihashi Korakuen main events.
Right. I mean, think about that for a moment. I just went on a little spiel about giving the spotlight to mid-carders, back to Korakuen main events going half an hour each. It's fucking amazing, actually. Yeah, he has fire. Yeah, he has passion. And again, not to fucking beat the dead horse, but I don't think many people were pointing a finger at Yoshihashi saying, oh, he sucks, in the sense of, you put him in the ring and it's just a disaster. I don't think that was the case. It was just more of, he's bland, he's dull, he's fucking got no energy, it's just nothing. That's changed. Back-to-back Korakuens. Mr. Korakuen Hall. Let's call him. Mr. Korakuen Hall. Zack and Taichi. I don't think that there's any question that these guys are walking away with Tag Team of the Year, right? I think second place will be by a country mile.
Damon, you're discounting the credibility of the Dark Order, and I'm not going to stand for that. Not on my watch.
I'm talking about our awards, the New Japan Pro Wrestling only. But you know what I mean? But you nailed it in the sense of I'm actually kind of excited for World Tag League. When the fuck has that ever happened? Right? This and not even like tongue in cheek. World Tag League is actually really good. It's not. This should be fun. Like I'm really looking forward to it. I think it'd be good. And I think the driving factor in that is Taichi and Zach. Fantastic job by them. Giving us a reason to care about these fucking titles. I'll go so far as to say, last year's winner was Roppongi 3K, right, Joel? They won Tag Team of the Year for our poll last year, right? Our Readers Awards. Or Readers Awards? Listeners Awards.
I think so.
Right, I never remember either. That was kind of asking rhetorically, and did they actually win? Yes. I think Taichi and Zach could, if they compete, if you took just this year, I'd give them both. I think they had a better year than Roppongi 3K did when they won the tag titles, or won the tag team of the year. I do. It is a absolute breath of fresh air what this heavyweight tag team situation has turned into. And yeah, even though World Tag League will be abbreviated and it'll be look a little different, and it might not be as glorious as past Decembers, I think it'll be more of a sprint, more fun, and leading the charge in that is Taichi and Zach.
Yeah, because who were the heavyweight tag champions? Gorillas of Destiny, wasn't it? When it's Gorillas of Destiny, with all due respect to them being champions that everyone was taking a shot at fighting in the World Tag League to get the chance of that, it didn't feel as big a deal as it does now. Now, whoever gets to challenge Dangerous Tekkers at Tokyo Dome, that feels like a big match to me. That's an exciting match to me.
Yeah. I mean, we were beaten over the head with Evil and Sonata, right? And GOD. I'll tell you, I'll go flat out. I'd be excited to see GOD Tekkers. I think that'd be I think it'd be great. Yeah, I just think that the dynamic they bring to the table just gives everything a new coat of paint. So yes, I'm down with that. And Yoshihashi's going to be in World Tag League, and if he can bring the energy that he's brought, these past couple nights, I'm in. Sticking with Goto, I don't care. You want to put Ishii and Goto together? Okay, fine. Whatever you want to do. I think I'm Kenta and Yujiro. Right? I don't know. I'm probably looking forward to World Tag League more than I have in past years. That's for certain. And again, Taichi and Zach have a lot to do with that.
One thing I thought was funny, this was a mammoth main event clocking in at 35 minutes, and then in the post-match interviews, Taichi saying, good job that was only 5 minutes. He managed to get in and out of there nice and quick. That's hilarious. Okay, also on the show, we got announcements for Best of the Super Juniors. So we got a single block. This is going to be from November 15th to December 11th. We got Ryusuke Taguchi, Master Wato, Sho, Robbie Eagles, Hiromu Takahashi, Bushi, El Desperado, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Doki, and Taiji Ishimori. And in my opinion, I think that's a really strong lineup. I think it feels relatively fresh with guys like Hiromu and El Desperado missing last year. So we've also got Master Wato thrown into the mix, who's a new entrant into the Best of Super Juniors lineup. So very excited to see Robbie Eagles back as well. I think there's some really exciting stuff here. I can't wait till we get matches like Hiromu versus Robbie Eagles, which is a match that I thought we were going to get early in the year before COVID happened. Hiromu versus Sho. I know they've met before in Best of the Super Juniors, but now that it feels like a match with higher stakes, with both wrestlers who've improved a lot since they last met. Even the intra LIJ match, Hiromu versus Bushi, I think will be really interesting. All the intra Suzuki-gu matches, like we had tremendous fun watching Taichi versus Taka Michinoku from 2017, and now we're going to get Desperado versus Kanemaru, Desperado versus Doki versus Kanemaru, and I'm sure there's going to be some fun shenanigans to be had there. Eagles versus Sho, I think, will be a really interesting one because Sho no longer has a junior tag team partner in Chaos. I thought maybe Eagles and Sho might pair up to have to be the Chaos Junior tag team for now. So it'll be really fun seeing them face off. And also, just even little things like Master Wato having his rematches against Doki and Kanemaru. They've got a bit of juice because of their history over the summer struggle period. So I think it's a strong lineup, Damon. What are your thoughts on it?
I'm shocked. Where are my AEW people? What? There's no.
Yeah, Orange Cassidy was held at Customs and Immigration. I made some calls.
Oh, did you? It was you? It was you that did this? Okay. Well, thank you. I just people are just, oh my god, dopes. Yeah. Shockingly, we didn't see any AEW involvement. I like the lineup. I do. I'm excited to see Robbie Eagles too. I think everybody is. I think that's at least. Well, how long has it been since we've seen him? Over a year. I mean, I think the last time we saw him was Wrestle Kingdom, so it hasn't been a year, but it feels like a year, for Christ's sake. I like it. Wato debuting. Hiromu, this is what? Fourth time in. Doki's in. I know everybody's excited about that. Ishimori. Bush. Taguchi, I said. Yeah, this is not bad. I'm a little disappointed that there's not too many more. Look, Best of the Super Juniors, you always brought in a lot of different talent. Ryu Lee, absent. That's a bit of a disappointment. I always like to see.
Honestly, David, I'm quite relieved by some or one of the names in particular from abroad that has been in it in the past that was not announced this time. I was sweating when those lineups came out. I was just like, please don't make me talk about this guy. I think you know who I mean. Whoop whoop. So I'm just relieved that he's not there, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that at least for the part of I think New Japan made the smart move there. Let's put it that way. Yeah, but again, one of the draws for me of Best of the Super Junior is the fact that they're able to draw from a wide audience. But from what they were able to bring, I guess on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm probably at like a 6. I think I'm more excited just to see Robbie Eagles again. There are potential great matches that are here. And again, I know we're handcuffed in who we can bring in and who we can't.
I'm just grateful we're getting the Best of the Super Juniors because, back in, was it June or whenever it was when the original one was cancelled and we were wondering what the hell the rest of the year would look like. I know New Japan has overloaded us with tournaments. These will be like the 10 tournaments altogether since they've restarted in June. But again, I'm feeling grateful and lucky that we're getting a Best of the Super Juniors at all. Maybe I shouldn't have such a low bar, but I'm excited. I'm excited. I can't say I think I'm more excited about World Tag League, truth be told. And again, this will be good. Don't get me wrong. This is good. And it wasn't that my expectations were high because I knew they weren't going to be able to do what they were able to do in past years. I guess just seeing it on paper is just like, okay, this is it. Get over it. Let's get moving. And there's plenty to sink your teeth into in this tournament. So again, 2020. Liam says, Eagles being the only foreigner in Best of the Super Juniors, does that make him one of the major players to win the whole thing? Is this tournament Hiromu's to lose? And Mark says, do you see anyone other than Hiromu winning Best of the Super Juniors? So what do you think, Damon? Who wins? Who do you think the finalists are? Because it is hard to look past Hiromu winning it and rematching Ishimori at Tokyo Dome.
If you're the gun to the head, that's where I'm going with. I mean, Robbie Eagles being in, I think a lot has to do with the fact, and correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't like Australia in the clear when it comes to COVID? Like I know Melbourne is, because I have friends in high places in Melbourne, so I kind of know what I hear firsthand what's going on there. Yes, so I think that had a lot to do with them being able to bring in Robbie, I would think. That aside, I think all signs lead to Hiromu and Ishimori, and Hiromu winning this thing and challenging at the Dome.
Well, potential spanner thrown in the works is the fact that they have also announced the Super J Cup coming on December 12th. It looks like it's going to be a one-day tournament. Going to run very close to the Best of Super Juniors World Tag League Finals. We've got 8 names for that: TJP, ACH, Leo Rush, Chris Bay, Ray Horace, Blake Christian, Clark Connors, and El Phantasmo. So Andrew asking the question on everyone's lips: have the forbidden doors to Impact and GCW been opened?
Yes,
there we
have.
go. No one was expecting that, and there we are, the real forbidden door that we all wanted to see. So yeah, this is a really interesting one. There's some people here I haven't seen before. I haven't seen much of Chris Bay. I'm excited to see guys like Leo Rush and Ray Horace. I've seen their good work elsewhere, like Ray Horace when he was in Lucha Underground as El Dragon Azteca Jr., I think that was his name. We had some really good stuff out there. Leo Rush, he had some good matches when he was working in WWE. This is a chance for a fresh start for him. Guys like ACH, getting his career back on track after his unsuccessful time in WWE as well. And then the young guys, Blake Christian, Clark Connors, trying to improve themselves. El Phantasmo being the holder, coming to defend his crown. I think this is a fascinating tournament for me.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, the LA Dojo scene has become it's almost like it's the new PWG, with the guys that they bring in for the tapings and the surprise names. And yeah, there are quite a few. And these are guys that, they're looking for work too. It's, it's not like the United States is jam-packed with independent pro wrestling shows. These guys need work too. So I think it's a win-win across the board. It's an exciting tournament. It feels like, and I don't know if you're familiar with it. Back in the day, there was a promotion on the East Coast, ECWA, and they would have their Super 8 Junior tournament, I think it was called. Jim Kentner in Delaware. Big shout out to Jim Kentner. Would have stuff, tournaments every year. And it feels like this. It kind of feels like an old school pro wrestling tournament. Like it feels like a Crockett Cup where they would bring in teams from all these different promotions under the NWA banner and, work it out. You got to fucking lose to this team. You're going to lose to this. Is what this kind of feels like. I mean, look at the fucking names that are on this thing. ELP, Clark Connors from the dojo, GCW's represented, Ring of Honor's represented, Impact is represented, ACH. I mean, people are going to look at ACH and be like, okay, former New Japan guy, strong guy, we'll just count him as a New Japan guy. Why not? Leo Rush, who, is fresh off his WWE run. This is fun. This feels like an old school pro wrestling tournament with the names that they have. I'm pumped for this. And here's the even better thing. We're not stretching it out over 5 fucking weeks. One night. One night of really good wrestling. I think they hit a home run with this. Here's the thing. An unexpected home run. An unexpected home run with this. Look, December 12th is going to be a fun fucking night to watch some pro wrestling, right? And I think the idea of this being all kinds of names that maybe a lot of people aren't familiar with, and maybe you should, but a lot of names people aren't familiar with, they know, but they don't know. I'm in. I think this is going to be fantastic. I really think it's going to be fantastic.
Let me throw a little fancy booking scenario at you. So this is something I thought of. Also, our listener Martin suggested this too. How about Wrestle Kingdom Night 1, the winner of the Best of the Super Juniors faces the winner of the Super J Cup, And the winner of that match challenges Ishimori for the junior heavyweight title on Wrestle Kingdom Night 2.
Wow.
And keeping that in mind, who would be your pick to win both tournaments, I guess?
Yeah. Well, if we're sticking with Hiromu, I think that's number one. And I think just looking at the list here, I mean, I would think ELP would be your odds-on favorite to take the flight over to the Dome. Right? I can't see Chris Bay making the flight. No disrespect to Chris Bay, but you know what I'm saying. I would be thrilled. Well, I would be thrilled if it was ACH. I would fucking. So now you have Ishimori. You know, or at least the potential of ACH Ishimori. I mean, that's not going to happen because he has to get through Hiromu first, but wouldn't that be something? But again, got to my head. ELP, Super J Cup, Hiromu, best of the Super Juniors. If they were to meet, I think you're looking at Hiromu and Ishimori at the Dome.
That would be a really interesting one, actually, because you might think that it would be obvious that Hiromu would win. But if you do have El Phantasmo cause the upset and win, then El Phantasmo facing off against his old tag partner, Ishimori, playing into the Bullet Club Civil War rumblings going on in the background, that is a very plausible outcome as well. So I think exciting time in the junior division.
Yeah, it does. And again, I think this helps shake things up a little bit, the Super J Cup. So good job. I mean, look, one thing you got to hand New Japan is they got fed a pile of shit this year. And they've been able to really, through some creativity and some things that people might be like, uncomfortable with this. They've done everything in their power to at least make things interesting and make things fresh and and have some balls and took some chances. They could have been very easy and just said, okay, 2020, let's just get fucking through it. And, you know, we're not going to change. Like, they went out on a limb to say, okay, we're going to fucking show our fucking nutsack here. And I don't know what that has to do with anything, but we're gonna get some guts and we're going to do some things a little different. You got to hand it to them for that, and they have. And I think for the most part they've hit. I don't know about everything hitting the home run. Some things, you know, they've whiffed on, but for the most part, things have landed, and for every part, at least they're fucking trying. Because they could have very easily just sat back and let's see how this fucking COVID shit plays out. And they didn't. So, tip of the cap to them.
So a lot of people, including listener Jason, says, do we know when the lineup for World Tag League is coming out?
No.
I would guess it would be after Power Struggle, because I figure they didn't want to announce that because it might spoil the outcomes at Power Struggle. Like, for example, if you have Evil and Yujiro entering Tag League, then that kind of telegraphs that he's not going to get the title off Naito. Or likewise for Jay White's involvement or non-involvement in World Tag League. So I guess we need to wait till Power Struggle's finished and then we'll see World Tag League lineups. And like I said, I think we can expect Guerrillas of Destiny to be there and Bad Luck Fale as well. He just had some stuff on his social media about flights, so he could be back as well. And Juice says, what are your predictions for possible teams we get in World Tag League? Well, Dangerous Tekkers, obviously. Maybe we've got the Golden Aces again of Tanahashi, Ibushi, Goto, Yoshihashi, Guerrillas of Destiny. Maybe Fale and Chase Owens. Maybe, I don't know, Yujiro and Kenta, or Yujiro and Evil. Shingo and Sanada could be a team. GBH and Makabe and Honma could enter. Tenkozy, Finjuice, Ishii and Yano. Maybe Ospreay and Okan are going to enter. Tanahashi. I said Tanahashi already. So, yeah, I think there's enough potentially interesting tag teams to have a pretty solid lineup. I don't know, maybe if they're just going to stick with 10 teams again, like they have done for Best of the Super Juniors, just to sort of keep it easy to manage. But yeah, those are some names that we could see in the World Tag League this year.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see many surprises. But yeah, I think very similar to what we have with Best of the Super Juniors. Maybe a little bit more scaled down. But teams I think that most people will be familiar with.
Right, well, let's get into a preview and predictions for Power Struggle, which is this Saturday, November 7th, at the Osaka Prefectural Gym, the Edion Arena. So the first match is the Provisional KOPW 2020 No Corner Pads match between Toru Yano and Zack Sabre Jr. I don't really care for this one. I mean, actually, to be honest, their G1 match was a lot of fun. It was really good. I liked it a lot. So if they are able to channel the same ha-has and the same good wrestling, because there was some good wrestling in that one as well, then this could be successful. Again, if it makes me laugh, I'll consider it as a success for a Yano match. I feel this no corner pads thing might be a hindrance rather than a help. I expect Yano to win. I mean, it's a silly nonsense shenanigan gimmick, so I think he's probably the perfect person to be keeping this title rolling into Wrestle Kingdom. So Zach's got his plate full with the tag division, so I'm expecting a Yano win here.
Yeah. I mean, it would make the most sense, even though I'm praying for a 15-second tap out from Yano. Yeah, I mean, what is this, Zach?
So I should mention as well, Zach said in the interview that if he wins it, he's going to throw it in the bin.
Good. You know what? I'm rooting for Zach then. That's a definite. I'm rooting for Zach. Yeah, again, it's just, I feel like make me laugh. You know, that's really the goal here. If you can get a chuckle out of my cold black heart, then you've done your job, boys. So, and here's the thing: I think it'd be quick and fast paced, right? I don't think anybody's going to be sitting there looking at their like. I can't imagine them just sitting in a fucking chin lock for 20 minutes. It'll be speedy. It'll be fast. There'll be a pace. Zach will keep it interesting, I'm sure, with his fucking creative spots. And Yano will just be like a little buzzsaw coming around and not knowing when the fuck the finish is going to hit. I guarantee we'll see a ref bump or two. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a Yano match. Make me laugh.
The second match is the Never Openweight Championship match between Minoru Suzuki and Shingo Takagi. I'm sure this will be fine. Their other match, the Jingu Stadium match, was really fun. Their G1 match was good as well. They're just going to pull scary faces and go rah and whack each other really hard. And people will probably say it's a lot better than I think it is. But yeah, it should be good anyway. In terms of picking a winner, I think that's quite difficult. I would like to see Shingo getting the title and having being able to defend it in a big singles match at Wrestle Kingdom. But you could say the same for Suzuki, who's had a really outstanding year.
He has.
So you can make the case for both guys, really. I would hate to see either of them left out in the cold when it comes to Wrestle Kingdom. So, yeah, I don't really have a feel for this.
I'll tell you what. If Shingo wins this title, it does free up Suzuki. Suzuki has a partner and challenges and makes it to the, is in World Tag League with Dangerous Tekkers, with Taichi, who pinned Suzuki. That could make for some interesting World Tag League, wouldn't it?
Give me a partner. Who would Suzuki's partner be?
That's a problem, isn't it? Who would it be?
Lance Archer. That's not going to be Lance Archer.
It's not going to be Lance Archer. That would be a problem, wouldn't it? Who would be his partner?
You know what? I think I've talked myself into Suzuki winning now because I think you can then have Shingo and Sanada enter World Tag League together. And I think, I don't know off the top of my head an opponent for Suzuki at Wrestle Kingdom, but I don't think we're going to have too many big Suzuki singles matches left in the tank for future Wrestle Kingdom. So I'd say strike while the iron is hot. He can still go. He can still put on a tremendous match. Let's keep the belt on Suzuki.
I'm with you on that train of thought. I'm with you on that train of thought because I think you can. I don't know though. All right, fuck me. I'll say Shingo wins. We'll split it, and then loser buys a beer.
Because now I'm liking the idea of Dangerous Tekkers versus Shingo Sonata. I think that would be a tremendous match.
Yeah, that would be nice. I'm still saying Shingo wins.
Right. Third match then is a special singles match between Kazuchika Okada and Great-O-Khan. Now, this is a bit of a strange one because all the logic suggests that Okada's going to win and go through Ospreay's, I don't know, bodyguard, if that's the right word, or tag partner or whatever, to challenge Ospreay for a singles match at Wrestle Kingdom. That seems to be the direction it's going. But it just seems like if that is the case, then that's an odd choice to have O-Khan coming back and his first big singles match being what looks like it's going to be a defeat against Okada. You think, well, why did they book that? And given that O-Khan is Kidani's boy, I wonder if there might be a bit more to this. I would not be stunned if O-Khan gets the win here.
If he does, it's going to be a cheapy, interference type thing. But New Japan's not afraid to do that, to have a debut match end in the guy losing. Right? There is a history of that. I'll tell you right now, Will Ospreay being one of them.
Jay White as well. He lost to Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom 12.
Right. So they're not afraid to do that. So I would not be surprised if that's the case, where O-Khan takes the pinfall to lead to Okada at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, I'll just go with the chalk pick and say Okada wins this one.
Yeah.
Fourth match is the IWGP US Heavyweight Right to Challenge contract between Kenta and Hiroshi Tanahashi.
In a match that will take place in 2023. That's where we're going.
Well, I think this is an interesting one because I really like the idea of Tanahashi versus Jon Moxley at Wrestle Kingdom for the US title.
Wow.
I think that would be a really exciting big name match that both guys would have a lot of fun with. So I'm going to say Tanahashi wins here.
That's tough. If anybody can afford a loss, though, it's Tanahashi. You know what I mean? Like, he's a guy that's pin proof. You can't, you're not going to fucking damage him by him eating a pinfall.
And lots of people think he's got unfinished business with the tag stuff with Ibushi as well.
Possibly there as well. So I'll go Kenta. Because I think at the end of the day, we still have to get that Kenta-Moxley match in.
And then our fifth match is the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Double Championships Right to Challenge contract with the G1 Climax winner Climax 30 winner Kota Ibushi defending against the challenger Jay Whitehall. I'm excited for the match. I think these guys have got really good chemistry. I thought their G1 match was tremendous. I think Ibushi wins here. I think they stick the course. Ibushi versus Naito is a Tokyo Dome worthy main event. So I'm going to say Ibushi gets the win here. And then you can set up some future stuff with Jay White and Evil Bullet Club down the line.
I don't know. Again, I've said it. If you're going to fucking swap a briefcase, this is the year to do it. And this is a guy who I don't think anyone would bat an eyelash if it did happen. In previous years, I think people would have lost their mind if, usually it was like Sonata or Evil. You'd be like, what? You fucking, what? Nobody would predict it. I mean, I remember doing shows with you just being like, okay, well, you know what, this ain't happening. And the match being anticlimactic. This is the first time that I can really feel in my bones where we have an absolute shot for that briefcase changing hands. And again, if they're going to do it, this is the year to fucking do it. Just to do it. So I'm going to have some guts. I'm going to show you my balls, Joel, if you want to see them. I'm going to say they're going to fucking swap the case. Now, again, don't ask me, well, how are they fucking going to get the Wrestle Kingdom? I don't know that yet. I don't fucking know. But I just think that if they're going to do it for the sole purpose of it being a fucking wacky year, this is the time to do it. This is a challenger that nobody's going to fucking lose their shit if it happens, minus Nicole. I think Jay White wins.
And are you going to carry that same energy with your predicting into the main event, the sixth match?
Nope.
The IWGP Heavyweight Intercontinental Double Championship match, Naito versus Evil. Look, this is a match that I have enjoyed more than most people have, but even I, now it's the fourth iteration of it, I'm done. Like, can we move on to something else for both of these guys? Because I don't think it's doing them any favours. So I think Naito wins. That's pretty clear cut, right?
I think so too. I think so. I hope so. Oh God, I hope so. Joel, can you imagine if Evil wins this fucking thing?
Well, again, this is a wacky year. Would I be absolutely stunned if we're looking at a Tokyo Dome main event with Evil in it? Yeah, I think that's even a step too far for New Japan, to be honest.
Right. Naito has to win this fucking thing. For the love of all things that are good, he has to fucking win this thing. Can I set an over-under number? I'm going to set the over-under number at 2. Will there be more than 2 ref bumps in this match or less than 2?
Can I say exactly 2?
Yeah, we can go with the push. Yeah, we can go with the push. So exactly 2 ref bumps.
Yeah.
Okay, and a ref bump being, he doesn't have to look like he got shot, but there's going to be a ref on the ground.
This is the problem. Like, what interesting stuff can you do with this match now that this is the 4th time you're having it?
Thank you.
In short succession.
That's what we've been saying from the jump, though, Joel. Like, when they go and they do shit like this, doing it sparingly helps. It can absolutely help. But when you're doing it every fucking time somebody is a, quote, heel, it loses its flavor. Like, you're right. What do you do now? Light Naito on fire? You know what I mean? Like, what do you do? They've gone to that well so many times that people don't give a fuck. It's not even like, boo, you're a bad guy for cheat. It's like, ugh, again? Just saying.
Well, maybe we have some sort of shenanigans like Jay White loses to Ibushi and then he's so pissed off that he decides to ruin the match for Evil in the main event. That could be the only fresh twist I could put on this Naito Evil match, because I thought the Jingu match was a great conclusion to their feud that they had going on, and this feels like flogging a dead horse.
There is a possibility of that. That is something that could definitely happen, where Jay loses, maybe shenanigans that backfires. Jay's a little upset. Jay's going to fucking take it out on somebody, and it's going to be Evil. Could possibly be it.
All right, well, that's Power Struggle. So this Saturday, November 7th. I'm looking forward to that one. All right, let's get into some questions then. Discord, Dan says, any love for Shingo for Wrestler of the Year? Great start to the year, winning the Never Belt. 2 great feuds with Sho and Suzuki, and an absolutely fabulous G1. Damon, what's the case for Shingo being Wrestler of the Year?
I think he's in the mix. I think he'll absolutely get votes. He could very well be in my top 3, depending upon the mood and when we vote. Yeah. I mean, listen, somebody coming to the table and putting Shingo in their top 3, I would high five that person and be like, all right, you're a smart guy or gal. Yeah. No problem with me.
True Life Soldier says, which Tanahashi entrance song is your favourite? I really like the most recent one, but it's hard to beat High Energy. I prefer High Energy. I do quite like the current one. But
Go
I
Ace!
I think High Energy is a better song. It's what I associate with.
I'm Mr. Brightside.
I do know Mr. Brightside. I know. I recognise the chorus of it. I just didn't know that it was called Mr. Brightside or who it was by.
only in the chorus when he says, "I'm Mr. Brightside." You know. Yeah, I can't believe you didn't know that was the Killers. All right, that's all right. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm beating a dead horse with that. I'm sorry, Joel. I don't mean to keep pointing it out. You can keep pointing out I'm bald in an ad read if you want.
Okay, well, next question then. With hindsight being 2020, do you prefer the idea of Naito winning the heavyweight championship at Wrestle Kingdom 12 or Wrestle Kingdom 14? I mean, personally, I liked it playing out at 14 because had he won it at 12, I was there at both, but had he won it at 12, it wouldn't have been as thrilling and dramatic as it was in 14 with me having gone through the shock of Naito losing at 12. So to me, I think the shock of the 12 defeat played into making the 14 victory all the more memorable and emotional and satisfying.
I would agree, but I tell you what, I'm trying to weigh which one was heavier. The loss, like walking out of the dome, shaking your head and looking at everybody being like, well, he didn't win? Or walking out of the dome and thinking and seeing everybody going nuts that he finally won. And probably when he won. Because I do remember him winning and me just kind of looking around the dome, and there were people, and not just don't be Americans. There were, people standing and cheering and high-fiving and hugging each other, and there were some happy people in that fucking building. So, yeah,
it was like a football crowd.
Yep.
Like, when you see your football team score a goal and people, hands. I call it spaghetti when you see that sort of motion of the crowd jumping up and waving their arms around.
Yeah, that was a pop. And then to add to that, the Kenta interference to fucking put a little squash on that and to truly make a heel there. Yeah, that was pretty memorable. So, I think in hindsight, it might be maybe they did do the right thing. Man, I'll never get over that shock, though, of him losing that fucking title. Woo! Wow. New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Bash asks if you could have a mask from Bushi or Despy, which would you have? If you're crisp flavour, which would it be? And he's asking me how I'm getting along with the Last Dance documentary. So, mask, I prefer the Despy mask. I would wear a Despy mask, give me a choice. Crisp flavour, I would be pickled onion flavour, just because I like pickled onions. There's no link to that. And yeah, I finished The Last Dance. I quite enjoyed it. I think it's quite overrated. As someone who's not a big basketball fan, maybe some of it was lost on me, but it was interesting from a sort of psychological aspect to see the sort of winning mentality of a guy who just does not accept anything less than success and perfection. And that was quite intriguing. Yeah,
having lived it and having all those memorable games, it was nice to kind of remember certain moments. I'm not a huge basketball guy, but you could not help but be wrapped up when it was a big game with the Bulls and the Pacers or the Bulls and Houston or Celtics. Like that was much. People talk about like must see TV. Those games were must see, and the Knicks. So yeah, it was. Jordan was something special, man. I mean, even to this day, the influence that he has. I mean, look, let's put it this way. People are still going fucking bonkers over those sneakers. Nobody else is really making that happen that has the longevity of Michael Jordan. And I still think he's the best basketball player ever.
John says, during the layoff, heard a few folks on New Japan Together shows recommend Muta versus Shinzaki Dome match from 96. Have you seen it? Thoughts on the match? And we talked about explosion matches a little bit. Any non-New Japan favourites? So Damon, Muta versus Shinzaki at the Dome, 96.
Oh, off the top of my head. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I do remember the match. I didn't think it was that great. I'll be honest with you. I don't think Muta matches are that great. I think Muta matches are more of a spectacle and visually awesome. Like, but I don't necessarily like. It's a lot of brawling and a lot of outside the ring bullshit, and I'm not. Trust me, and I love the Great Muta. I fucking love the gimmick. I love But if I'm being objective, a lot of those matches don't necessarily land with me. Again, like I know everybody goes fucking bonkers over like the Liger match with the famous one, rip off the mask, Kishin Liger. I don't think that match is that great either. To be honest, again, from a historical perspective, everybody kind of turns that match, and again, the visualization of that in the pro wrestling match is pretty great. It's spectacular. Match wise, they're not always that great. Not always that great.
MHM says favourite German. My favourite German is former Arsenal goalkeeper Jens Lehmann, who was a rock at the back for us during the Invincible season in 03-04. I think that's what I assume the listener meant favourite German person, maybe favourite German suplex. I don't know. Who's your favourite German?
I'm really trying to think. Let me think. My sister had a friend who was a foreign exchange student, and I want to say she was from Germany. What's her name? Robin? I forget. She was nice. So that might be my favorite German. I don't know many people from Germany. How about... I was going to say David Bowie when he was in Berlin. I'll go with that because I'm hard pressed. I don't really know many German folk. Maybe I need to. That's one place I did want to go, especially during Oktoberfest. That's for sure. That's one place I wanted to go. I did want to go to Berlin. I haven't been there yet. Have you ever been there?
I haven't.
Yeah. I think Berlin would be fun. I think it'd be a real fun fucking place. All right, maybe we got to open our horizons a little bit.
Bash says, do you use any of the New Japan themes as alarms? Personally, I use Ishii's theme with the siren and barking, always wakes me up. Also, why does it turn into an Indian Bhangra dance 2 minutes in? Always makes me imagine Bhangra dancers dancing behind him with Ishii's face. No, I don't have any New Japan things as alarms. With I don't know, maybe I should. I don't know which one would be best suited for an alarm.
Come on.
Master Watto's theme, because it's inspired me to be a grandmaster each day when I wake up. Question for Music Damon: has he listened to the Streets' new album / mixtape?
No, I have not. I mean, I like a couple of Street songs. I mean, I wouldn't say they're like my favorite, but you're fit, but by God, don't you know it? That song fucking
Leave it out.
Leave it
I know
out.
that one. I know a song. I know a popular
There you
song.
go.
Are you proud of me?
I am proud of you. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, all right.
I mean, I hate it, and it barely qualifies as music, but I know it at least.
I mean, I got to be in the mood for it.
I've got another Music Damon here. Johan says, The Killers or the Strokes?
Both first albums are tremendous. Strokes' first album is fucking great. Depends on if you want that jangly guitar. Very Velvet Underground-y. Tough one. I'm going to go Killers. But even though I love the first Strokes album to death.
Sticking with the music, Bash says, what are your musical guilty pleasures? Mine are S Club 7, Reach, and some Robbie Williams songs like Angels.
I love Angels.
Yes, we did. Did we sing that? Yeah, we did sing that karaoke, yeah.
Yeah.
Good times. Oh, I'm getting nostalgic.
That was good. Mine would be, what's the other all-female British 90s
All
pop
Saints.
group? All Saints, yes.
Yeah?
Yes. I know where it's at. I know where it's at. That's a fucking good song. Those girls were tremendous. Yeah, I like them. And they did, what did they do? What was the other song?
Never ever. I remember that one. Never
ever so much. Yeah, they did that. But they had another, like, they had a slow one. I can't remember how it fucking goes. Whatever. But yeah, I like them. And then I like my hair metal bands like Poison and Rat and all those fucking 80s teased up makeup wearing hair metal bands. I do have a little soft spot for all those little dopey bands.
Daryl says, not trying to be ironic, but how good is Yano at what he does? I had the early morning giggles during the KOPW 4-way, and his Korakuen match with Hiromu was clever. All these AEW and WWE guys trying too hard to be funny and cringe failing. Yano is just being low-key brilliant. It's hit and miss for me, Yano, but I like it when he tries something new. It might not always land with me, but I don't like it when he keeps going back to the same tropes over and over again, like keep repeatedly going to the tape. I like it when he comes up with some fresh material, and if it's fresh, there's a higher chance of it landing with me, at least.
He reminds me of like a person who makes fantastic, wonderful, 5-star. I don't know. I'm trying to get like a food that I don't like. And again, I like the food, but we'll just say French cuisine. If I didn't like French cuisine, I don't care if it's 5 stars. You know what I mean? Like, I appreciate the fact and the time and the effort and the fact that it's, top quality, but it doesn't taste good to me. So that's Yano to me. Like, I'm sure he what he does is top of the game comedy, but it's just not for me. So it's kind of hard for me to be like, I mean, I can appreciate what he does. Is he the best at what he does? Somebody would have to answer that question for me, because I don't necessarily like what he does. But I can appreciate it, I guess.
Okay, another question from Bash. He says, bear in mind all the rubbish things that have happened so far this year or still going on. What are your positive things that you can take from 2020 that are important to you? Well, obviously for me, it's going to be the birth of my wonderful daughter, Esther. And, even with all the shit going on, just the little things like when she sees me after, she's had a nap or I've been out or she's been out or whatever, and she looks at my face and she gives me a big smile and that she's just genuinely happy to see me, and that's the sort of thing you can't fake when you're a little baby. And just that feeling that there's a little baby there who is just so happy for me to be in the room with her is a very special feeling for me. So it's going to be hard for me to look back on 2020 as anything other than an amazing time for me becoming a dad.
I've said this many times that I don't know anyone who enjoys being a dad more than you. You know what I mean? Like all the interaction and the playing and again, I'm just seeing fucking Instagram shit. No one enjoys being a dad more than Joel Abraham. So that absolutely. I would say talk to me in about 48 hours. Then I'll let you know how 2020 is going to go. Because 2020 might look very familiar, 2021 and 2022 and 2023. Let me get past this day and maybe the next couple days, and I'll let you know how we feel.
Being with you at Tokyo Dome, just being with you in Tokyo in general this January was always tremendous fun.
Yeah, that's the one that week was the highlight of 2020. And then I would say, in a weird way, I liked some of the isolationness and the stay-at-home stuff.
Ridiculous podcast we recorded.
The crazy pot. I'm telling you, I listened to that fucking show. You know what? I had someone reach out to me the other day directly, and mentioned that show that we did that from the
episode
start.
97. That's the only number I know. Episode 97. That's just seared into my memory as well.
Well, the silly one, yeah, but I'm talking about the one where it was right at the shutdowns and everything, and it got a little weird, and I was fucked up. I was, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
And somebody actually said they hit me up recently, and they said that they had similar issues, and they went back and listened to that show, and it struck a chord with them. So that meant a lot. I don't want to mention the name because I think it's a personal thing, but I thought that was really fucking cool. That someone would reach out to me via our Discord. It was funny because the person was like, I don't know if this is really Damon, but I was like, yeah, it's me. But yeah, I thought that was very nice. But yeah, those shows. And I guess like I just remember playing, as silly as it sounds, I remember playing catch with my wife. Like we with like two 12-year-olds. We were throwing around a tennis ball. We had those, like, you know, those beach things. It's like a Velcro pad. And
yes, yeah. I know.
You know what I mean?
I had one of them
bought
when I was a kid.
Yeah,
it's like fluorescent pink and green, isn't it?
They're always and never regular color, right? They always have to be like this bright ass color. Yeah, that, and then I have a hockey net in the back on our patio in the back, and there's pockets. So like if you wanted to shoot the puck, you could pick a corner because that's where you really want to score goals. So there's these little pockets, but we would kind of play like cornhole, where you just throw in the pucks into the pockets for points. And we would play for like an hour, just playing, like, beating it. We kept track and everything. So I'll remember that as well. I think we're going to go back, not to be depressing, but we're going to go. I think the numbers are higher than they've been, and I think we're going back into lockdown real soon. I know England is going through it as well right now. So I think we're heading that direction, kids. Fuck us. Get that bar built. Let's get that bar built.
I'll never pint and wait for all of this to blow over.
Yep. I'll be right there. All right. Let's wrap it up. I got to log into work. Good job by you, Joel Abraham, once again, as always.
All right, so redcircle.com/shows/super-j-cast if you want to throw some money our way. That is always very much appreciated. And also keeps.com/superj, keeps.com/superj, if you want to check out some of their excellent products there. And Discord link is in the show notes. Can't say enough good words about Discord and the great work that Nicole does in making that a fun and friendly community for everybody there. ProWrestlingTees.com/SuperJcast if you want to get one of our t-shirts, maybe in time for Christmas. Massive thanks, as always, to Editor Dan. Find him on Twitter at LousyHero219. Subscribe to the Voices of Wrestling podcast network for other great shows. Give us a 5-stick review on iTunes and some kind words. It's very much appreciated and helps us move up the rankings. And follow us on Twitter at the SuperJcast. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and goodbye.